Hey everyone, Maka. We're continuing the Hitman Absolution hard walkthrough. This is mission 11 if you count them in order from the level select menu. The last mission was about like 30 seconds. It was kind of like a cinematic, which is why some people aren't really counting it, but it does count. It doesn't have challenges. Anyways, we're on mission 11, in my opinion. Dexter's Industries is what it's called. And the first section, we're going to grab that little hammer or screwdriver, toss it, go through the window, disable the surveillance system, and we're gonna grab that another screwdriver or hammer object when we come out. We're gonna need that just in case. I like to use little distractions like that just to get them to turn their heads away from where you want to go, just in case they're looking where you want to go and you don't feel like waiting a whole conversation out and getting sneaked up on from behind, which sometimes happens while you're waiting. You'll wait, and then someone will come up right behind you. So we're walking forward. Sometimes there's a guy here. I honestly don't know what triggers it. It's one of the guys that I think crossed back. If you're not fast enough, he'll be there. Get cover on the car and then change cover using the A button. It's less likely to get you spotted. Obviously, there's going to be two guys having a conversation in this next stall, which is where I threw the hammer. If you wait it out, one guy will leave, the other guy will be in the doorway, and they won't bother you. But just to be safe, I did that. Snuck through the window, disabled surveillance, snuck out the other window, and I just kind of waited for them to set up how I needed them to set up. One guy's going to go back to his outpost. The other guy's going to go in front of you to that little silver, I don't know, it's a control panel or a fridge. I can't really tell. And then once he's in the fridge and the other guy leaves, that guy can actually see you from the control panel for a few seconds. It's kind of weird. So you want to be a little careful. Just make sure to keep left right away, and then you can sneak up right behind him. Don't kill him or anything. Just keep sneaking up the stairs to the right. We've done the first section without any mistakes, which is an accomplishment. We'll get through the door, and we'll start the next part of the mission. This section's probably the easiest section. These two first sections are actually pretty easy. This level in general is easy. There's just some long sections without checkpoints. That's the only thing. But each section individually is pretty easy. The total video is going to be about 15 minutes. I think with pausing, cutting, and all that, like all my editing stuff, the raw file was like 40 minutes, which means I did the mission in about 40 minutes, which isn't bad for a Hitman mission on hard if you're doing it without a walkthrough. Steal that guy's disguise by fiber wiring him. And then chill here until that one guy starts walking off. You can stand upright. Go behind these two guys that are like watching a movie or playing a video game. Make sure to use instinct as soon as you cross them, or they will spot you, and they'll spot you really fast. Climb through the window. And there's a key card on that desk, but you can't grab it until that guy comes downstairs because he'll see you. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically just use cover by not actually crouching or anything like that. We're just going to kind of have stuff stand in between all the people that can see us. And once that guy moves away from the desk, we're just going to grab the key card, which is pretty easy. And obviously using Y like always. And then we're going up the stairs. I hope this commentary is nice and exciting for you guys. I'm really trying to have high energy, which is a little difficult for a 15-minute mission of Hitman where there is sometimes a lot of waiting. Up the stairs we go, up the stairs. The door you need to access is right in front of you at the end of the stairs. I wander for a few seconds, it's sped up, but basically if you go to that chandelier where I go, I think there is a challenge where you can either shoot it down or pull a string to make it collapse, and you'll kill the people underneath. And I think you get a challenge. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. It just seemed like something to do, but I was trying to go for Silent Assassin rating, which is why I didn't. We're outside now. There's actually an achievement. It's called Get in the Light. You won't get it here at this point, even though you are in the light, which is why it's a little confusing title-wise. You will get it later. I'll let you guys know exactly when you get that achievement. Don't worry about it. This is just a little, like, whatever, shimmy section with ladders and shit. Pull this guy out the window. We're going to climb through that window. We're going to take cover behind this ledge here. These two guys are going to have a conversation. Once their conversation ends, they're going to start walking, just like every conversation ends in real life, right, guys? As soon as you're done your conversation, you both start walking in completely separate directions. So once they start walking, you actually don't need to kill them. One guy's going to go to the left to his locker. One guy's going to take the next left to go survey an area. That that guy that's right in front of me, you can go to the left and push him over the edge because he might come back out and spot you. But I like to leave him there. Just keep sneaking past. He shouldn't see you. Once you're here, crouch, put yourself up against this post, and you'll see, hopefully, 2 guys. If you see one guy, that's not a problem. The second guy is just in that area that he just came from, and he's going to chill there for the rest of the mission. Ideally, this guy moves. This guy with the flashlight, remember him for 5 seconds. I'll bring him up in a second. We're going to get by him. We're going to get by this guy. Right after this door, if that guy with the flashlight never came out, he'll stand right there in front of that little ledge. Just make sure you use instinct by him to get by him, and we're going to keep to the right, use a tiny bit of instinct just in case. I mean, we have it, and we're not going to use it that often, honestly. Activate this checkpoint, very important. Now we're going to crouch down these stairs. This section is actually not that bad. It's a little longer. If you follow it to a T how I do it, you'll obviously get it. It took me a few trial and error runs, and I'll point out to you guys exactly where I failed and how to not fail in that same section. These guys will say that they're leaving for a meeting. As soon as the guy on the left makes a little turn and then turns around and starts walking the opposite way, you're free to go. This area, there's a guard right in that window, and there's also a guard down there. That guard got me once, actually. No need to kill anyone right now. Once that guard is out of your view, you can clear the window. Just sit there until that second guard turns around, and you're free to walk. Once you're in this room, do not climb down the ladder until you see the guy cross underneath that ladder. And once he does that, slide down and fiber wire him from behind, and then drag his body into that room you were just in. We're going to leave his body there temporarily. So you're going to see me ditch his body here. I'm going to sneak outside, and there's 2 guards. One guard's always turned around. This guy, fiber wire him. His partner, who's chilling on the balcony, he sits there for the entire mission, literally. He will not move and never turn around to see you. You can kick him over the ledge if you feel like it. Make sure to clean up this body. He might be spotted if you don't. As soon as you throw him, you'll have 2 bodies over the edge, and you'll get a challenge. You won't see me get it, as this is the 3rd time I think I did it. And you can punch that guy over the ledge if you feel like it. What do I get in rating? I think I don't even get an Silent Assassin rating, but whatever. Not a big deal. Once we do those 2 guys, we're going to sneak onto this section, get onto cover a second time. Now uncrouch, get off the cover, and just walk over to this little station. You don't have to use instinct as long as you use that pillar to cover your face. And we're just going to hide using this thing. I don't understand this game. Sometimes the dynamics don't make sense. I don't understand how me standing in front of a laptop makes me less visible if I'm looking at the keyboard than if I'm just standing next to it in this, like, they're still right next to me. Anyways, their little meeting is going to end, and once their meeting ends, they're going to scatter. This guy that I'm looking at here is the most important guy you've got to keep an eye out on. Once he turns, you're free to go. Use your instinct right away as soon as you unhide, because they can see you quite easily. You should have a full instinct bar because we just fiber wired 2 guys and threw them off the edge, and that'll build your instinct. Once we get to here, we can uninstinct, crouch again, and get into cover behind this wall. We're going to listen to another conversation, guys. So exciting, right? These 2 guys have a conversation. They ditch. The guy in the background, once the 2 guys in the foreground leave, he'll turn around and start heading the other direction, which is when you can kind of start making your move. So they turn around. You see the guy in the background still sees you, so you don't want to poke out how I am poking out here. I'm kind of taking a chance. He almost sees me, but then he decides to turn around anyways, which, again, makes total sense, AI, right? And we're going to follow him, basically. We don't kill anyone for... I don't think we kill anyone for the rest of the mission. Cover to cover. Make sure you go cover to cover and not actually crouch. I don't think you can go cover to cover in this next section, but you don't have to. You'll have these 3 guys just chilling on the balcony or the ledge, and they won't turn around, so don't worry about them. Sneak to the right, pull the lever. Now go down this section basically as if you would have turned left, down the stairs. You can actually stand up at this point. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to be extra sneaky as this was the first time I got here. Pull that generator lever to start the elevator. Elevator will come up, and get in the elevator, and you'll trigger a small cinematic which will bring you downstairs to the compound. Once we are downstairs, we have to infiltrate the compound, which is probably either the easiest or the hardest part of the mission. I almost did it on my first try, but then I failed like 3 or 4 times after that, which was weird to me. Anyways, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. Once we get right here, you're going to unlock an achievement. The first time you get here, it's going to be called Stay Out of the Light, Get Into the Light. Something about light, and it's for getting outside of the initial station. Sneak by the first guy, and then you'll see these guys kind of arrange themselves perfectly. This first guy will spot you if you go too fast. Make sure to kind of wait until he turns around to make your move. There he goes. Now make your move. There's also a guy at the very end who might see you. He won't see you though if you take your time, so no, don't worry about it. Keep left, get onto cover on this ledge. As soon as these two guys turn around, get out of cover, sneak behind them. We're going to keep on the outside of the map. There's 2 guys here. They won't turn around. You can just keep going. We're going to go through that window. One guy will start seeing you as you approach this window. Climb through. He won't catch you. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's not suspicious at all for your coworkers to climb through windows. Chill here until that guard turns around if you want to keep your instinct. If you go out too fast, he will see you and you'll have to use more instinct than maybe you're comfortable with. I used a dab there just because I wasn't sure if I'd make it, and it's better to be safe than sorry in this game. We'll need as much instinct as possible for later, but it's not completely necessary. Do this ledge climbing section. It's quite linear. You have to do this method. I think this is the only way to get to this part of the mission, as far as I know. Once we're on top of the roof, there is one person who can spot you. He usually has his back towards you and walks away, so you don't really have to worry about him too much. He'll stay there for the most part. Keep an eye on him just in case you get a different movement. Once we're at the bottom, we're gonna go through these main doors. We're gonna go to the right, and we're gonna stay close to this counter so the people behind the counter do not see us. Go through these doors, and then once we're in the washroom, there's a vent at the very end. Go through that vent. I'm going quite quick as I did this part like 4 times now, and every time I got to the very end section. Once you come out of the vent, take your first right, and then chill here. You'll see a guard come through. I was trying to show you guys him using instinct. He's right there. But then I noticed that I need that instinct for the next section, which is why I didn't show him through the walls. He's going to go on a smoke break. Once he goes out the door, don't follow him right away, as you're more likely to get spotted if you follow him right after. We're going to open that door, and those enemies in the middle don't really ever turn around. I use a tiny bit of instinct just to get to that closest piece of cover you see. I used it a little too early, but it's not a big deal. I think you can get there without it. Don't quote me on that. And then get to right here, stand up, start walking, and as soon as you see an arrow from that guy, use instinct and hold your instinct and go for the go for the elevator, which is at the end of the hall, and hold that instinct for as long as you can. Hopefully they won't see you. If they start spotting you, just try hugging walls and turning a little bit, like turning your back towards them as much as you can. If you just kind of get yourself in this corner, they won't get you. You have to wait for the elevator about 10 seconds. Once you get in, you finish the mission. We'll see how I did here. Hopefully you guys found that useful and everything. I didn't get Silent Assassin rating. Don't ask me why. I got a professional rating, which is good but not great. I'll see you guys in episode 12 or mission 12, and hopefully it's all good. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, and you can view my channel for other videos. I make tons of videos every week. Later, guys.